Howdy, y'all. Welcome to episode 20 of the Kilima Post, a Paleo podcast, with your host, K Fiercine.
And Shinori Yoru going over the Winter 2025 roadmap. I am so excited about this roadmap, K Fears. When it was first released, I'm excited to talk about it.
Right. Well, before we get into that, though, I do want to give out a special shout out and thank you for all of y'all who have tuned in this year. We just recently got our Spotify wrapped year recap or whatever,
Recap.
and we got to be a 2025 instant hit show. Our debut season was more popular than 93% of other debut shows on Spotify. So I just wanted to give out a special
Ooh, let's
shout out
go.
and thank you for all of y'all who have tuned in this year and who have listened to us. And I just wanted to give y'all a special thank you, as well as we were like a 2025 most shared show. You guys shared this podcast with your friends 97% more than
Let's
other
go.
other shows on the platform that got shared this year. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for sharing. And we just wanted to give y'all a special shout out and a special thank you for all of that. We appreciate the support as we continue this project going forward into next year.
Right, and thank you guys so much. For the bottom of our hearts, it means a lot. We honestly didn't think this was going to be a thing. We honestly, even I was like, I don't think I'm good enough for a podcast. But long and behold, K Fierce inspired me to actually join in, and I appreciate him a lot for getting me to actually do the podcast because it's something that we both love doing and love talking about, especially with um a lot of things about paleo, but also talking to you guys as well. So it's been very inspiring and very much of a long journey, but it's been a great one. I will say that, and I'm really hopeful for the future, and I'm really hoping that we can get to know you guys more, and also get to know more about paleo in the future as well to get this podcast to keep on continuing every week.
Right,
So thank you
right.
guys. Thank you guys. We deep appreciate it.
And as the title said, and as we previously said, this week is going to be all about the roadmap. Because, like, I know I said at the end of the last episode that I wasn't sure if this episode was going to be continuing our series about talking about all the villagers, or if it was going to be like talking about the patch, because I wasn't sure if we were going to get a surprise like Thursday patch. But instead, we actually got, instead of just getting a patch trailer, we got a roadmap video. And I was not expecting a roadmap video,
Dude,
but I'm super excited. So we are going to briefly talk about some of the stuff in the patch. I know next week we will talk about a lot of stuff in the patch. So a lot of things we'll be talking about in this video will be kind of like moving forward beyond the patch and more of the stuff included within the long term of the roadmap, but we will go over a bit of the patch. And then next week, we'll actually see how much we got right and how much we got wrong in next week's episode. So,
yeah. So please don't be like bombarding us, being like, "Oh, well, this is wrong," and we're like, "Oh wait, this is recorded beforehand." So please, this is before the actual patch does appear. So
yeah, this
they might
episode
change
will
some
be
things.
released on the
Yeah,
patch day. So,
yeah,
it'll be kind of cool to see what we got right, what we didn't get right, and what maybe our opinions might have changed from actually like what they said to the actual release of it.
right.
But we'll go ahead and get started on it because the first thing they were talking about is basically the Winter Lights quests and celebration, and talking about how Kilima is going to be more snowy than it was before.
And I am excited to see what the video has shown us because during the last 2 years of the winter lights, there hasn't been any snow, and the problem with that is when it's a wintry like Christmassy event year. you kind of want it to be a lot more snow, but long and behold, we were very disappointed. Like I'm just talking about like barely any snow in Badger's farmhouse, barely any snow in Mirror Field, and also if you go to the Maji Hollows, no snow there as well. So it's been a very disappointing for the last 2 years on that. However, I do love that they are really trying this year in order to make a very Christmassy event for us, and doing a lot of effort on that because I don't think it's easy to be able to make it very snowy. But who knows? They might even do it Bahari later in the future, but we have no idea. But Kilma is a good start. I'm appreciating that very much. So thank you for the devs for putting in that much effort to design Kilma where there's a lot of snow in there.
On that note, I would love more zones to have like different like feels for the different seasons. Like
100%.
obviously not every zone has to change depending on the season, but I love that they do that with Kilima, and I hope that with other zones moving forward that some of them do get that effect to it. I think that would be that's just really cool, and I think it's just a nice touch to add to it.
100%. And the one thing that really made me happy that they said they're going to do is literally putting in the treasure chest that happened last year. So what happened last year was if you went over to Zeki's general store, he'll give you written riddles on where these treasure chests might be. So it's kind of like a hide and seek, but you are treasure hunting on every single chest that Zeki has quote unquote supposedly hid for you to go find and also to collect all these chests, which is really nice. I like that. So I'm hoping this will be a yearly thing, but who knows? It could just be like these 2 years and that's it. Who knows?
Right.
But I'm hoping for it.
I know last year was actually my first Winterfest,
Mm.
and so I had actually missed the year before, and so
Oh no!
they had hidden well because I had started like right after that the lunar market,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
uh and so last year I had to get I had a lot of fun just running around and collecting all the chests, and that's one thing this year I was sitting there going, what is the if is there going to be enough for me to do as a season player? Are they
right.
going to like rehide the chests so that I can find them? Like I was very
Skeptical?
confused. So
Oh,
hopefully, all of us seasoned players will get an opportunity to find new. Hopefully, they have new locations for the chest this year.
yep, they do. They
They
said they
do.
will have it differently this time.
Oh, okay, good. Because
Yeah,
that's all. Like, legitimately, finding hidden chests is like one of my favorite things to do in Palia, and
100%.
I love when they do stuff like that because that's it's just so much fun, and it allows a lot of us veteran players to be like, okay, how well do we know this map? Where do we think they're gonna hide this? You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's always a fun experience. So I can't
Mm,
wait.
I agree 100%, especially with like us like knowing the map and all that. They were pretty hidden. Like they were pretty well hidden because I was literally doing this on stream, and literally I had like, okay, wait, where's this? Where's that? And I got a bit of help from the chat, but overall, I didn't really spoil myself on like trying to figure everything else like on like YouTube or look up a guide for it. I got a bit of help from chat, so I appreciated that so much because I was like, oh no, I'm missing it already, aren't I?
But
So, but it's a great thing. Like I would appreciate more of this type of event where you're able to go find and also find these chests. It makes my heart happy. Like even especially with hide and go seek. Like if you're playing with your friends at Bahari, Kilima, or like in Elderwood, you with this it's kind of like a semi hide and seek. So I kind of liked it that way.
right. And then we saw in the trailer we're going to be getting icicles to hang off our roofs for decorations. Super excited about that. I love more like out of the like house decorations, and I love the fact that we're just going to have the opportunity to decorate our houses a bit more with the more seasonal flavored decorations. So that's one of the things I'm super excited for, is to get to play around with that and see what I can do with that, and maybe see how I can glitch them. You know me. You know me. A lot of my YouTube page is me like seeing how what I can use things for. So
I agree 100%. But also, I wonder if just the icicles are just gonna add in, because I'm really hoping for like more stuff on the Winter Lights. Because with the Halloween, we got the cobwebs, the cauldron, and like the more the more candles that we got from it. I'm just wondering if there's gonna be a lot more stuff for the Winter Lights store rather than like, oh, it's just icicles that just added in.
right.
Yeah, we want more stuff
Well,
though.
I know this. One of the big changes they made during the October patch
Yeah,
was they allowed us to be able to put the leaf piles on the roof of the house, and I hope
yeah.
we can put snow piles on the roof. Like that would be a
Ooh,
change I hope they put in. We'll see if they put it in on Tuesday, but that's
right.
one of the I would love to be able to put snow piles on my roof without having to glitch them. I think that would be very cool. So I'm hoping that's the way they do it. We'll see, but
I mean, it's like I'm hoping for a lot of things because we just want snow everywhere, literally in the game.
right, exactly.
Yeah, no, I
And
get that.
and then they actually said they're going to be releasing a new event called a Grow a Snowman event. Now I do
Loving it.
now I can't wait to see, you know, a snowman grow bigger and bigger in Kilima. I think that'll be pretty cool.
Right.
But I do have one little reservation about it.
Sure. Go ahead.
And that's the fact that, you know, they literally made the comment that you would be able to craft your own snowman plushies. And I mean, everybody has their own feelings about things, and that's one
Right.
of the things where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't like the idea of being able to craft plushies. Like, I feel like that's just one
Yeah.
of those things where it's something you earn by doing things out in the world. And, you know, and it's just one of those decorations where you go out in the world and you earn it one way or another. And I just, you know, I'm just kind of a bit reserved on the idea of crafting. We'll see how it goes when it's actually released. But I'm sitting here like, I don't know how much I feel about crafting a snowman. Now, if we have to go out and, you know, I would love for them to be like lootable snow piles, to be kind of like, you know, how
Ooh.
you like loot herbs out in the world.
Right. 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 Right.
I would have loved to have like lootable snow piles, and then you have a chance to like get a snowman plushie from the lootable snow piles. I think that would have been really cool. But
Yeah.
we'll see how it actually implements when it comes out and how the event actually goes. But I think it's
Right.
really cool about having like a an event to where, you know, we in the world can see the work we put in and see this like snowman grow bigger and bigger over this holiday season. I think that sounds like a really fun and cool idea. So I can't wait to see it.
My two things about that is like, how big is it really gonna be? Like, are we talking about like how Frogbert was when it was near the shipyard or wherever that place is? Like where it's like bigger, like 100 times bigger than their Giga Frogbert.
Oh my god,
Or was it 100?
I miss seeing that giant frog over there in the field.
Yeah,
And
and
I would love for a maybe. I mean, maybe it can get that big if we craft enough. I don't know if they have like a size limit that they're planning, but I would love it to be something that I could look at from a far away and be like, oh my God, there's that snowman we built. You know, I think that'll be really
yeah,
cool. We'll definitely see how that goes, but
100%. But also, I might have the feeling where it might just dissolve, like after a certain point, and then like you collect like loot that way, whatever they're going to be like having for this event. Because I'm just wondering, like, is this going to be like something that we can get like some rare stuff? that we can't normally find in the game. If we do this event, or because if you do like the pixie bounce, the flower event and the Kilima, you get like these special flowers from both of them. But also like for this one, are we gonna get something like new furnitures? Are we gonna get new flowers? Who knows, right? I'm not sure how this event is gonna be, but it sounds very, very, very fun. I mean, it could be like those time events as well. You never know. And you got to be like collecting all these snow, then building all snowman. Maybe you could do that. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Like they might actually do.
Right. And then they're giving us a brand new, like obviously we'll go more into detail on this next week, but they're
Right,
giving
right.
us a change to the tenting system. Obviously we're getting new tents, which I'm super excited
Yes.
for. But
Yeah.
I'm just kind of a bit off on the whole chain. I mean, we will see once it actually
Mm-hmm.
gets put in. But at the moment, I don't like the change to the tenting system.
No.
No. Okay. So here. Okay. Now, obviously, this is speculation. But
Sure. Go ahead.
like, what is going to happen to the modification kits? Like, yeah, I don't
Souvenirs.
mind the fact that you can make particular colors. Like, I don't mind that you can
Yeah.
craft the colors because not everybody is like me and sitting on, so many hundreds of thousands of gold. Like my
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
storage plot has like a good 200 poke bowls sitting on it and
Right.
so
Right.
many star gems that I'm saving up for in case I need bonus money. And I know when the winter lights show up, I'm right now sitting at like 800,000 gold ready to go to spend. But
Right.
like one of my main money dumps is modification kits. I don't have, as a long term veteran player, I don't have anything to spend my gold on. And that's a
That is
big thing
true.
I spend my gold on. And so I feel like this change does nothing but like hurt a lot of it helps a lot of the beginner players because they can go out
Right.
and craft it because they don't have the gold available.
Right.
But I feel like the long term, it actually kind of like hurts the beginner players, or it hurts the long term players because it's like, what else are we spending our gold on, And I don't want to have to sit there and craft for all of these different tints. Like, let me use my modification kit to make any color I want,
Right.
And then the
I get
fact
it.
that they're like, oh, you can now don't have to bring your items to the mod tent. Like, I saw where a bunch of people are like praising that. I
Yeah. Yeah.
particularly, it doesn't bother me to pick up my item, take it to the mod bench to change the color, and then put it back. Like, I don't feel like that's a big deal for me. So, but then again, I'm not a hardcore decorator. So
Like.
I know one of my friends made the comment and they were like, "You just hate everything I like, don't you?" And I'm like, "I'm not trying to be like that." You know? I'm definitely old and set in my ways and sometimes change. I don't like change. And and
Right.
I'm
Right.
I'm very much so in the mindset if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I feel like there are
Like I
so
agree
many
with you
other
in some aspects about that. And for me, like I get it. Like I get it completely because I played this game long enough to be like, okay, this is the way how it's supposed to be. The modification kits are like, you basically do it like you actually change it while you pick it up, and then you change it however you want. But with this change though, I find it's much better to be honest with you. Like I get like this is why I was talking about the Winter Store. Like if there's only icicles in there, then we're not gonna be spending that much gold. So if you had like something else that might make us enticing to actually spend the gold, I would like it a lot more. But for this one, like the modifications right now is 100 gold right now to buy, and so like we would just stockpile a bunch of these until like, oh okay, we'll just use them up and then we just go buy it again. But for this one with the tins, it makes things a lot more easier. The reason why I say this is because you don't have to pick up the furniture. That's the one thing. And second thing, you don't have to be like, oh shoot, I picked up the wrong thing, so I have to put it back down. It's like, okay. And so that's another thing. And third thing is we aren't actually using gold, which is nice. But I get it. With yours, we're saying that for newer players. Yeah, but like how much stuff of the if you look at the video for the tints and all the materials, how much of the actual materials do you actually have in your storage right now currently? Because I think right now many people are just like stockpiling on a bunch of the stuff of just get ready for the next update. But as of right now, I wouldn't say like many people have a lot of things stocked up in order to like get the tints that they currently want for each furniture piece. So yeah, I'm not sure. Like, how about you? Do you have anything like that's stocked up for all that, or
I don't, but then again, I am not a hoarder. Now, I have no
I am?
problem with people who are hoarders in this game, you know?
Right, right,
I
right,
I keep my like legitimately, like I actually am going to be working on a video here shortly on YouTube that's going to be basically kind of like an inventory management like video where I basically show what I hold on to, what I don't hold on to, what I sell, what I don't. Because I feel like a
right.
big part of this game, the main core of this game is resource gathering. You know,
It is, it is. Yep,
that's like the main core of the game. And so if I, sell all of my coral, if I keep like maybe like 5 to 10 coral on me in case I need something,
sure.
but
Yeah.
I don't keep 50 to 60 coral on me. And I know I believe that was one of them that they had released in the video was going to be one of the things used for tinting a particular color.
Mm-hmm.
And and so for me, I'm sitting there like I don't have these stocked up. So I would, as I said, I would still love the idea for us to be able to use the modification kits to make any colored tent. Like we can either buy the kits or you can
Right, right.
craft the tents. You know, like or you can use the modification kits to craft the tents, or you can use whatever resource items to craft it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. That makes
Like,
total sense.
that's the way
Yeah,
I hope it goes. We will see when it's actually released, but that's kind of the way I'm hoping it goes. We'll see. As I said, we won't know till this actually comes out. All you viewers already know how all this works by the time
yeah,
you're probably actually listening to this,
yeah.
but yeah, so as
Uh,
I said, I'm still on the fence about, but then again, I'm not like a main decorator, you know. I'm much more of an
sure.
out in the world, do things. I'm trying to stay away from fishing because I've been told recently I fish too much. Somebody made the comment
The
that I do too
curse.
much fishing. So I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm trying to do other things now. Like that's
right.
my goal is to try to do more. Because I'm getting really close to 500 fishing, and that's kind of been like one of my main goals is I really want to hit 500 fishing. And I think
Let's
I'm like
go.
10 levels away. So we're getting there. But I'm trying to now kind of do other stuff as well, so that I'm
Mm.
not fishing all the time. But
I mean, like I love fishing as much as you do, and it's always like something that I always constantly do every single day. So I deeply understand that, especially with the new stuff that they are adding. We'll see how much gold we need to do our like fishing parties. Um, but also I do like the idea of like using the modification kits if you don't necessarily have it, but I feel like it would cost a bit more if you really think about it. So instead of like using like 2 to 3 to like 5, it might be a bit more. Like you gotta use like 8 to like maybe like 15.
mhm.
Yes, it's a bit more expensive to use, but I feel like that's a better way of using our gold because I feel like the modification kits isn't um that expensive to actually use. So if you use that, I feel like many people would be more likely to like. Well, I don't want to be like gathering all these materials. Well, you're gonna be spending with gold, but then you got to put in like a bunch more gold in order to get the modification kits. Like if they do have that for the tinting for that. So I would like the idea, right? If you don't want to go gather the materials, okay, that's fine. So just like use the modification kits on that.
Right, exactly. Like I definitely think it because as I said, I feel like it allows people to play both ways. You know, if
Yeah,
my foraging is done way high, I don't want to have to go out there and collect so much stuff when I've got nothing else to spend my gold on. You know,
right, right, right.
they took away my frog statue, and that was what I was spending my gold on. So I need me a new way. I needed me a new way to spend my gold, and but at any rate, moving
Yeah.
on though, they did announce that we are also getting their form of a battle pass,
Oh
which
boy.
is which is kind of cool with what they called the
Yeah.
lunar path and the first one being the path of the Kitsu. Now we will
Right.
see how a lot of this goes. I love the idea because I know I had been basically asking for a what I was calling a cozy pass for a while. I feel like that's a great way for them to make money and a
Yeah.
great way for players to get more interactive because we'll get more stuff to do daily, more stuff to do weekly. It definitely that's more geared towards the older long-term players to keep us doing things because if you start the game there are plenty of things to do, but stuff
Right.
like
Right.
but people like me and you who's been playing for a couple of years, it's like, what else are we doing besides catching the same bugs or the same fish or hunting the same animals.
Right. No, I get that. I get that.
And so I definitely am excited because it'll definitely give us a lot more stuff to do in the game. um, but I will say this: in the picture trailer, now I mean I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw that there was like a plushie that was going to be available on the
Yes.
paid part of it.
Yes.
That's where I have a big problem with. Like I hope
Mm,
now granted if they got it to the point that like a couple of months down the road it was stuck into a Zeki's lucky ball, I would have no problem with it. Like I don't mind like getting pets and getting outfits for the paid version. But when you're actually putting like plushies into the paid version, that's kind of where I'm like, I don't know about that.
right. 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 I mean, for me, the battle passes. I'm iffy on this one because if you've seen the trailer or seen the I think it's around the middle part of the video where they show it, it looks good. However, the free stuff that they're giving out isn't really that great. I know it's better for newer players, but for veteran players, it's not really that much. Because if you see it like the first levels, it's like, oh, 90 heartwood. And then what's the next thing? 40 iron ores. I'm like, I can get that within 5 or 10 minutes. Why is this even in here? Type of thing. Like, I get it. Like, they wanted to give like free stuff for like newer players, and they don't have to work so much in order to get it. But like, for veteran players or you and me, it's gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be like not really useful to us that much, right? So because we crafted everything with it.
Right. Well, but yes, and I definitely understand. But I mean, what else are they going to fill these levels with?
True, that is
Like
also
what
true.
else are? I mean, for us veteran players, we have everything anyways. So
Right, right,
I
right.
feel like something like this, it's hard to give items that both beginners and veteran players can both take full advantage of. Yeah, give me a stack of iron so that I ain't gotta go farm some more iron. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I do like the fact though that free to play
Yeah,
players will be getting at least there. I know there was like a premium shirt and then it showed a free shirt right beside it.
yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
like
Right, right.
that. I love that. It'll
Yeah,
allow free to play players to get some more outfits. And
right.
the thing about these lunar passes, they're not going to expire.
They're
They're
not. No.
always going to be there.
Yeah.
But you can just only do like one battle pass at a time, basically, as they release more.
Right, right.
But I'm super excited for the battle pass. I think it's got a lot of potential. As I said, I was just a little iffy on the fact that we might be getting a plushie through the battle pass. I'm like,
Right.
I don't the actual housing decorations.
There's a couple things I want to say about that, if you don't mind me.
Oh, go ahead.
Sure. So the one thing about that is, who knows if they're going to be through Zeki balls. However, I will say this: it's much better than actually selling us a drink in order to get these plushies. If you really think about it, because I know you've done a lot at six, and I know you're trying to be like trying to promote and get money. I get it. There's all these like Madrina drinks that you are handing out, or not really handing out, but like selling to us players. However, with this, I'm hearing a lot of things about the drink itself, and many people don't really like it because it's either too sugary or it could be a bit expensive with that. So keep that in mind. I think many people are not even like trying to drink either as well. They just want the plushie that comes with it. With this, it
Well,
comes a bit better because you're not actually like expecting it to come like through the mail. You're only waiting for the battle pass, and then you're immediately getting it after you get like hit a certain level with that. But there's one more controversial thing that comes with this is when the Madrina were delayed, they gave out the code through the email instead. However, when many people saw all these photos of people getting the Madrina fungi plushies, many people were just literally bombarding themselves either on Reddit, on Facebook, or any public forum that could be like, "Hey, can I get this plushie? I need this plushie." But the backlash between the whole community that has talked about this, it's kind of very what how would I say, a bit disgusting. I would say I don't mean to use that word, but that I don't know. I'm not sure any other word to use it because yes, I get it. People have spent real money using this plushie, but to get the backlash that they're asking for this and not like anyone being like very supportive about it, it makes you feel like this is leading the community into a very bad place because we are a very supportive and very cozy group. But it comes to like a people that have like feel like entitled or like feel like very elitism into this type of topic. It makes you feel very very disheartening because it's I know they're asking for a plushie that many people have spent their money on. However, at the same time, to get the backlash that many people have done for spending these posts, it, it's 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 not a way I want to see the where the community is going with this. And I really
it,
want there to be a balance between the both. And I understand both sides. Don't get me wrong, guys, because yes, you have spent money on like buying this plush through the drink, but it feels like you guys just literally spent the money just for the plush and not for the drink itself. So, and that keep that in mind. Like, I'm, I wish there was a better way of how S6 was doing this. Like, in the
the
future, I would want S6 to be like, oh, here's an actual plushie and a real life plushie that you can actually like buy with this drink, rather than like, oh, you have to get this drink in order to get this plushie in game. Like I didn't think that was a good marketing choice on their part. Like if they did like the fungi plushie or the chop up plushie or like a fungi plushie, that'd be great. I would love that because just to put it on my like desk right here, just show it like, hey guys, look what I got. But like people were literally fighting their way into like this whole situation for the last 1 or 2 days, and the comments have not been good for what I've been reading.
Well, I will say this though, and people might get mad because I'll say it or whatever,
Sure, go ahead.
but they need to get over themselves because in a couple of months it's gonna be in the Zeki balls. Like
Yeah,
that's why I have no problem with the Madrinas. I got the Maji dragon fruit back in the day. That
yeah,
was the only one I got because somebody on stream was able to gift it to me. That drink was really good and I really enjoyed it. And B, like literally like 4 or 5 months later, you could get the same exact one in the Zeki balls.
right.
So everybody who is like, oh, I want this plushie, I want to trade you in-game stuff for this plushie that you paid for, and it's unfair that I don't get it. You're gonna get it.
Right,
Just
right,
wait a couple of months. And I feel like those are new players who haven't been through one of these events yet and
right.
don't understand that it will be available for you down the road.
Yeah,
Like it's not a big deal. But I will say that I have yet to confirm it because I have yet to actually see one because I don't usually do a lot of trading plushies and such because I earn everything myself. But I have heard that people are giving out duplicate because there is
Yeah.
a duplicate. I do not know how to do this duplication glitch.
Right.
And Lord knows if I knew, let's be honest here, I would probably tell Singularity 6 so that they could fix it. I would be a
Right.
narc
Right.
because I think it's unfair. And I think
Mm.
because like there are so many people who's out there duplicating, like for instance, legendary Moz
Yeah.
and doing these huge parties, and it's those of us who legally do things and follow the rules
Mm.
are basically getting hurt. Like people come to some of my parties and they're like, "Oh, you don't have all of these? I'm not interested." And they like
Right.
flame me because I'm using lower quality fish because everybody else has these super rare fish because they basically glitch the game.
Right.
And I have heard through the rumor mill that people are duplicating this new plush and
Mm.
trading the duplicated plush.
Right.
And essentially, if you jump on top of the plush and your mushroom is bouncy, then you have a fake duplicated plush. As I said, I don't know if that is real or not. That's the rumor mills of what I hear.
Mm.
But that's where I have a problem is people out here giving out fake duplicated plushies.
Right.
Like, because I mean, why is like, I mean, if I paid for something, why am I gonna trade you something I paid for a bunch of plushies I can go out there and farm, you know?
Right. And I understand
Like,
that.
I said, that just doesn't make logical sense. And yes, I see all the Facebook groups and the Reddits, and they're all like, "Ooh, I really want this plushie, and I'll trade you anything for it." And
Yeah.
then they're getting mad because people aren't trading things for it,
Right.
and it's like, yeah, that's because they paid for it, and you're gonna be getting it here in a couple of months. Like, whenever it hits the store, whenever it hits the Zeki Lucky Balls, absolutely, I'm going to cash in all of my Lucky Balls
Mm.
and I'm going to get as many of them as I can.
Right.
That's a big. Zeki coins are the money dump the gold dump in this game, you know?
Right. Right.
So I have no problem saving up my gold. And then here, a couple of months down the road, I'm going to get all of them I want through it, you know?
Yeah.
I just got to
Exactly.
get enough Zeki Lucky Balls. So I think that's just. I think that's just people who are just impatient or just don't understand the way the system is working.
Um.
And going on your note about the plushies, I do actually have the emoji dragon plush.
Right. Right.
They did a thing earlier this year where you could buy emoji dragon plush and you could actually have your own real life Palia plush. And I do
Mm.
have one. And let me tell you what, I love that thing. I can't put it out right now because my dog has an issue. If any stuffed animal is within his reach, he grabs it.
Right.
But
Right.
that's just because he thinks every toy's for him because he's an entitled puppy dog. Because I spoil my baby.
Of course. Of course.
But yeah, and so I just think that's just like a big thing is people just need to be patient, be calm. You can get that plushie
Mm.
here in a couple of months, and here in a couple of months, plenty of people will be willing to trade the plushie. You just gotta wait a little bit for it to be available for all the players. And
Right.
I have no problem with you supporting the game and giving the game money so that because this is a free to play
It
game.
is.
Most of the people out here that are complaining about that is not putting a dime into this game.
Mm.
How are they supposed to pay their employees? How are they supposed to pay for the electricity and the place where
Currently living at.
paying for the building
Right.
that they create all of this in?
Right.
Like creating a video game costs money.
It does.
And I feel like if they want to, and I have no problem with if people give the game money to get an item early and get an item guaranteed, and not, through a random chance through the Zeki Lucky Balls
Yeah.
or through the lottery or whatever. But like, I've got no problem if they put a little money into the game and they
Right.
get an item a couple of months early, as long as that item's available for everybody.
Right.
And circling back on the battle pass, that's where I have a little issue is unless that plushie, if it gives a plushie, if it's maybe a couple of months down the road, if it's available through the lucky balls, then absolutely I'm okay with it.
Right.
But if that is the only way to get that plushie, that's where I'm going to have a line with, because then like the people with the mushroom plush drama this past couple of days,
Right. Right.
this is going to be even worse because you're not even going to be able to get extra ones down the road, you
Right.
know?
Right. And the thing is that, yeah, it does take a bit of waiting time, and they did announce that they are going to be having the fungi plush in the or either Zeki balls or some other way to get them. I'm not sure where, but in the meantime, like just wait. It's. I know
It,
you're feeling the FOMO. I know you're seeing all the photos that, hey, look at my Madrina fungi, and you'll be like, I want to be like them. I want to get that, but
and you
please,
will just give
you
it
will,
some
yeah,
time.
just give it
You
time.
will get it.
You will,
You might not get it right away,
right,
but that's for people who are able to support the game and
right,
allow you to play the game.
right.
You know, I mean, I know that kind of sounded a little mean and a little harsh, and I didn't mean to come across like
But
that
it
kind of
has to be
like
said.
mean or
I will say
harsh,
it has to be said.
but but you know,
Yeah,
I love this game and I want this game to continue on to the long term.
100%.
And the fact that people are complaining because other people are supporting the game
Agree.
really, you know, it really hurts me because I would be sad if Palia ended.
I'll
You
be
know,
very sad. Yeah.
I spend way too many hours a week playing this game for this game to end, you
No,
know?
I get
And
that.
all because people were mad because they didn't get everything for free because they're a free to play player.
Right.
And they
And
didn't get it instantly.
right. And like there'll be a lot more events. It's not just this one, right? So like you're busy focusing on like this one plush, but think about the future as well. It's not just going to be like a one-time thing. You'll get this again sooner or later. Who knows when? But if you really talk about it, if you really speak to the devs about it, I'm pretty sure they'll make exceptions on like what they're going to be releasing, and hopefully they will be able to make it free. But you just got to make it heard. You got to make them be like, "Is there any other way we can get this in the future? Because we don't have the money, or whatever your situation is." Then like they might make an exception just for that, right?
See,
And they've been listening to us a lot. Like I'll give them the credit for that because they have been very grateful, and they've been very supportive of the players and listening to what you guys are saying. And it's great, and I'm glad that they are like listening to us rather than like, we just want to do our own thing. We just want to do this and do that. We don't care about you guys. No, they're
right.
not like that at all. They will take the time to listen to you guys and listen to us. That we are actually caring. We're actually inputting like good commentary and not like trying to ruin the game because no one wants to ruin the game. We love the game as much as it is. We don't want to see the game fail. And whatever they need to do in order to like increase their like revenue or like to increase their productivity, then that's what they have to do, right? So I understand
Mhm.
that it might be a bit like hurtful on our end, but we can understand where they're coming from as well. Like if they need to do some funding on a project, I understand that. It's gonna take a long time. I
Mhm.
understand that completely. But of course, if it's gonna be a rough, still be a rough until this becomes an official release, because we're still in open beta. But we don't know when that open beta is going to be. I'm sorry, that when that full release for the game is going to be a thing. So who knows? They do need to create more maps. They need to create more zones, more adventures, more questing, all new characters, etc., etc. That's going to take a lot of work, right? So we want to we have to be very patient, especially with the plushies as well, because it will be available. We just gotta wait for it. You never know when they're gonna be like, "Hey, we're gonna do this event, and you can get this for free. You just need to do play this event, and then see if you get it right."
Mhm.
So
But
they've been very
yes,
kind about it. So I
but we'll
appreciate everything
go
that they're doing as well.
and we'll definitely go into a lot more detail and a lot more things when everything's officially released, when the patch comes out on
Mm,
Tuesday, or, you know, because I know this episode will be released on Tuesday,
yeah,
but
yeah,
we're recording this a couple of days beforehand. But we'll definitely go into a lot of that. But I feel like what would have fixed this is because they one of the coming soon things they said is they're gonna basically have a page for in-game announcements because not everybody checks the Discord, not everybody checks the Facebook.
I
You know,
love
I
this
know
way of
I
announcements.
know I do a lot of like news like recap stuff on my YouTube channel and so many people are like thank you for making a video on this because I don't go to all these get all this information.
Right, right, right. And
And they said they're going to be putting in game like an in-game announcement page so that people and I feel like that would help a lot with all of this because
yeah,
they're like, hey, the Madrina plushies just came out, but don't you fret. It will be available in the Zeki Lucky Balls here in a couple of months.
right.
You know, if that in game announcement was already available in the game and they had said something like that,
Mm,
then that might have changed this whole dramatic situation because then people would know, oh, okay, I'm still going to get this. You know,
right.
just not everybody is, you know, always online socially, you know, and on all the social medias. A lot of people avoid social media nowadays because of all the
A
drama
lot
that
of drama.
ensues
There's
with
a
it,
lot of
you know?
drama. Yeah,
So
100%.
I'm definitely like on their coming soon section, they were like, we're going to be putting in-game announcements in the game. And I think that is a
That's
great
huge.
positive change.
Yeah,
And I can't wait for I mean, obviously that's not going to be in this next patch, but I can't wait for them to implement that. I feel like that will help out a lot of things and a lot of people and prevent a lot of these issues from happening in the future.
right. But like, I love the announcements. I do love that. I was like, oh man, I have to download Discord in order to see the announcements. And so far, like when I talk to people about this, they're like, "Do you guys download Discord?" It's like, "No, I don't use Discord." Like, why? Because I'm not tech savvy. I don't like social media. That's totally fine. I love that they're
A
doing
lot
this.
of
But
a
there's
lot of people who play cozy games
yeah,
are more of an older age group. I
exactly.
know I
Yeah,
have like I know it sounds weird, but I have like I have like this group of people that hang out in my stream and they're like 60 plus, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and a lot of them are not as
No,
tech savvy
yeah, they're not.
as other people.
Yeah,
And so being able to have more access to this information is just overall better, I feel.
yeah. But there's one more thing I would love them to add in, because
Mhm.
with the game itself, how many times have you have to go open a browser and see like where to get a certain item in the game? If they could add this in the future, I would love this rather than like go on Google how to find this, and like, but shouldn't the game already tell you where to find it or anything like that? Like, I find that's a huge big problem with like finding stuff in Paleo. It's just like you got to open a browser and then figure out where it is, rather than the game. It's like inside the game, it's actually telling you where to find it. Like, yeah, we get some idea, but it's not like exactly where and like what time this spawns or like just to
Right.
find this. So I'd love
I
that if Taylor can implement that as well. I know it's been not talked of in the patch notes or like the roadmap.
how would you implement it? Because I have an idea, but I'm
Yeah.
just curious.
So
Before I say my idea, I want to see what if you have an
sure.
idea for it.
So there's a lot of ways they can actually implement this. So for example, the accomplishments. If you look at the accomplishments, you'll see like the shadow. You don't actually see like where to actually get this. So I would love it if they could like if you like have your cursor onto the black shadow of where to find it, then I would love that. Then once you finally find it, it shows up the actual like icon of what it looks like. But right now it's just like, ooh, it's a shadowy figure. We don't know where it is. But there's another one that it can say on the description where to find it during this time that time. I would love that as well. Or we can have like another sheet where to find all these. Or if in the quest notes, like if you see on the quest, you gotta click this, click that. But if you like go through that quest of where to find it, it would actually say like where to find the orange blue gill fish, whatever that is. And then like, oh, okay, and then you find it during this time and that time. Like, okay, yeah, okay. And then you gotta wait in game, and then get that whatever thing that you're looking for, right? So I would
Okay,
prefer that, but I would like to hear
so
what your thoughts on that is.
okay, so I know this is a crazy idea, but it gives a use for a place that I don't feel like is quite used often enough. I would love for like all of this information to be available in books in Kalari's library. Like imagine you go to the library and you go to
Oh,
the fish section
mm,
and you open up a book on the shelf that's fish of Kilima, and it'll list all the
oh,
fish, where you find them, what times, what worms, and and they have like little pictures with a
right,
little description.
right.
I would love for it to be books in the library. And if you want information on something, you got to go to the library to go get your information. It'll be like Googling it and going to,
I know, yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. I like
I
that.
think that would, and it would give a use for the library. Because why do
Right,
you go to the library other than just to talk to the NPCs in there,
and
or if
like
you have a
quests, and that's
quest
it.
in there?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it would actually give a use for the in-game plays and allow people to actually go into and it'd be a great resource for new players. New players would spend so much time reading stuff in the library, and I just think it would
Mm,
make that one building be more alive,
right.
and I just think it'd be really cool.
The one thing, the one problem I have about that is like, how are they gonna section each thing to find what you're looking for? Because like fishes is a lot, then like recipes is gonna be a lot, and then
Well, it
like
would be like you would have like, because like there are already different like shelving
yeah, yeah,
areas. You
yeah,
could have a shelf that was fish, and then there's like a Kilima fish book and a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Bahari fish book and an Elderwood fish book.
yeah,
Or you could have them done by sections, and this be like
yeah.
the Kilima reference guide area. This could be like the Elderwoods reference guide area. This could be like the Bahari guide area.
I
I feel
would,
like there are multiple ways
yeah,
to do it,
yeah. I would want it to
but
be the
it was
library a bit bigger though, if that's the case. Like I feel like it's way too small. If that's if they do that, they have to
they
expand
could
the
totally
library.
put in a second floor in the library.
I mean,
You
actually, that
know?
would
Oh
work.
my god.
Yeah, that would great.
Okay. So imagine this. Okay, we get new. Okay, we get a month of bundles. Kalari is raising, trying to get stuff to expand the library. So that month you got to
That
donate
would
like
be fantastic. I would love that.
you got to donate so many like wood and supplies to build the place up and different things, and that whole monthly bundle could be centered around, and you could see like little like maybe like scaffolding
Yeah,
outside of the thing, because I know it sounds weird, but we are actually talking about it on stream yesterday.
yeah.
Like, what if like a new villager had moved into Kilima and they were actually going to be building a new house, and we were like, oh, the bundles for that month could be you supplying the supplies to help this new person build a house. And
Mm,
then there could be like a new house built in Kilima in the next patch
right. Right.
for somebody new to come move into the village.
Mm,
And I'm like, and talking about upgrading the library, that would be a great way to go about upgrading the library. And it could be an in-game event and bundles for the month, and everybody get excited for the new change to the library. It would bring attention to say, oh, this is where you'll go to like find out all this information,
right,
you
right, right.
know?
I will.
I
I
mean, it's
will.
just an idea.
And it's a great idea. Like I would appreciate that very much. It's just like remember that bridge down like near at the bottom of the docks that we can fall through. I'm like, oh wait, we'd have to do an event for that. It just magically just got fixed itself.
Right.
Yeah, so I kind of like the idea. I really do like the idea. So like, I would appreciate. Yeah, no, I have no problems with that idea. No, no, that solves all my questions for that one. Okay,
Now,
no,
one of the other coming soon things that I think is rather puzzling was they said alien population improvement.
right,
I don't know what that means, but I will tell you what I want it to mean.
sure.
I want bigger servers, and I want that to say that they are increasing the population for the servers. Like, give me a bigger Kilima server. Like, I feel like I run around Kilima and Bahari, and I feel so alone and empty unless I'm doing like a group event. Like, I never run into anybody. Like, I'm
Right,
over there fishing at one of my. I love to fish at Hideaway Bluffs. It's the best place to pond fish, in my opinion, if you're trying to get starred fish as well as like non-starred fish, and you're just like fishing or whatever in the
right.
ponds. It's the best place. It's the best place to pond fish, in my opinion. And I'll be over there fishing, and I'll be there for like an hour and not see a soul, like even run by, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
And I'm like, and I feel like it's because the servers, like, it's such like Bahari is such a big area for just 30 people, you know,
I
or
agree.
30, 35, however big the
Hmm.
servers are. And then that would also help a lot of us who do events, you know, like cooking events or bug catching events or whatever. We'd be able to accommodate and be able to help more people by having a bigger server. And as I said, I don't know if the alien population improvement is doing a bigger server, but that's
Hmm.
kind of what I'm hoping that's what that wording is for, but we will see.
We shall see. And the thing that always bothered me the most about like the 30 people that we have right now is that it's not interval by four. So like if you were doing parties, like there'll be and then everyone's in a party, you'll have two people that are just in a party by themselves. And I'm like, why can't it be 32? Why can't it be like 40? So and if they ever do increase it, please increase it to 40. I would love that. So
Right.
everyone can be in a party. Then you have like 10 groups of like full party members on that. So I would love that.
Right. And going into a bit of their Q&As, I know they asked when the Fairy Mantis plush was coming in game, and they said soon. Like, it's not this patch, but it'll be within like the next like patch or two. And they released a picture of that Fairy Mantis plush. Oh my
Looks
god,
so
that plush is
cute.
it is so cute. I need it now. Like, I
Yeah.
can't wait for it.
Unfortunately, they said it's not going to be released this next patch, so we'll see when it comes out.
But that's fine because we are getting snowman plushies this
Yeah, yeah,
patch. So I will I you know, so obviously we're gonna be having other things to do, and
of course.
trust me, with all this, we probably won't have time for to do fairy mantis plushes with all the winter light stuff we'll be doing this month
Exactly.
anyways,
Right.
especially if they're doing a snowman event that with the way they make it sound like we're going to be working on it all patch. So I'm down for it.
I'm gonna
But
spend so much hours just collecting so much fairy mantises.
right.
Uh,
But then like the next question was why isn't there a friendship quest for Ufi and will we be getting them in the future? And basically they were saying that they were kind of waiting for the Elderwood quest to get a bit further in, and they're basically working on getting that
right.
finished. And then like I know it sounds silly, but the fact that they were like, don't worry, we're going to have the Elderwood quest out before the new zone comes out. And I'm like low key going like, I hope so.
Well,
Like
you
I
guys
was
started
hoping
it. Now we're just like
like
wondering, like, we're wondering, like, well, what's the next thing happening?
well, that's the thing, because like earlier this year in a roadmap, they were like, we are given new quests every month.
Yeah.
And the first couple of months, we got a couple of Elderwood quests, which were fine, which were good.
Right.
And then after that,
It
the
just led to the
new
bulletin
quests
board.
every month were the bundles.
Yeah, literally the
That
bulletin
was the
board.
new quests every month. I'm like, that's not a quest.
That's a bulletin
Like,
board.
don't
Excuse
lie to
me.
me. Don't lie to me.
Don't lie to
You
me.
know? Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's where I have a problem with. Like, I've been wanting more Elderwood quests, and I've been wondering why they haven't been at least be trickling out us some Elderwood quests, even if it's like just a handful. You know,
Right.
I don't have to have 20 quests. You know.
No, I get that, and I did like how they were starting off with like all the quests during the winter, with Delilah with their doing the what do you call it? The competition of the ornament competition that they were doing, and then like you got Delilah and Kenyatta actually getting to know each other, and then you got like Nio and Hodari and like a bunch of others like in this one quest where you're like giving this random item of who this belongs to, and then like oh I like that, I like that, but unfortunately it didn't really like continue much more than that. So
Exactly.
yeah,
And it was like after that, we just got the bundles quests
yeah,
every month. And
yeah,
I'm like, I love the bundles. Don't get me wrong. I think
yeah,
that's a great add to the
yeah.
game. but I just really want more Elderwood quests. I
Right.
love the fact that they're working on a new zone.
Yeah, yeah.
We want more zones to explore in the game.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I also want the Elderwood quest to finish. I feel like there are two areas off the top of my head in the Elderwoods we can't get to yet. And one of them being what I believe is a temple, and
Yeah.
I've been dying to. I love the Temple of Flames and Earth and Waves, specifically not you, Air,
I'm
but I love all the other temples,
right.
and I want more temples. I think they were so much fun. They test your platforming skills. They're interactive.
Right.
It's kind of like a little like dungeon type of thing.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with
Yeah.
them, and I want more. I want more of that. And we obviously have that place. Then we have the area that's right
The
the
Central
um,
Stables.
at the central stables.
Right.
And so it's like, when are we going to get to see these places? Elderwoods have been out for, over half a year now,
Right.
or right at half a year now. And it's like, we haven't seen, like, it's been months since we saw anything new for the Elderwoods. And so, I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I
But,
feel like these two places, it could be a temple or it could be the next area. So I'm not entirely sure about that. So they're just blocking it off until like, okay, well, we're just adding more stuff into it. Like, don't worry about it now, type of thing. Like, I do want to see
right,
more from Elderwood. I do want to see a bit more like what they're going to be coming up with. But
right.
hopefully we can get that very, very soon because the last two patches hasn't been really that great.
Right. Well, and I mean, and speaking of, they did after that say, can you give us a hint on what the next adventure zone is going to be?
Right.
And they literally flat out said no. They were
Yeah.
like, we cannot give you a hint because if we gave you a hint, it would give away the zone and what we planned for it.
Right.
But they did say that within like some of their recent like roadmap videos and such,
Mm.
that they had already dropped some subtle hints on what that zone could be.
Yes.
And so
So
now I've got to go back and rewatch like all of these videos and like nitpick very
um,
little things to see what is the hint they're throwing, because we saw the preview of the zone, which was a big flat area that was really green
right.
with like a small little hill and what maybe looked like a tower in the distance.
Right.
And I was like, and so a lot of us was speculating that it could have been the plains,
Mm.
but when you look into a lot of like early development zones, all of them are just big green blobs, you know?
Right. Right.
So the fact that it was a big green area doesn't exactly prove anything on the otherwise.
Right.
So, and I'm just curious on maybe if it's like, because I know they've released quite a few Umbran things. Like, we have a whole
Mm.
like Umbran decorating set now.
Right. Right.
And and if they're like, oh, if we give any hint and it'll release the whole thing, I'm like, are we getting like a whole new village? Like,
That's
is
what
that
I'm
what they're
thinking.
doing?
Right.
Because I feel like because like if they said, oh, it's going to be a big green area, and we know it's the plains, we
Right.
don't really know what else is going to be associated. And they were like, if we give a hint and if you find out what this zone is, we'll ruin the whole
The whole
plan.
experience. Right. Right. Right.
Makes me feel like it's something kind of like a village, because like
Yeah.
if they said, oh, we're releasing a new town, then we know we're getting new people and
Right. Right.
new friendship quests and
Right.
this and that. And I feel like that would be a release for all of it. Whilst if it was something kind of like the Elder Woods, and if it was something like the Plains,
Yeah.
it might not be something so easily guessable of what is to come.
Right. Right.
So I'm thinking it might be like a new like town village area
Right. Right.
based on that line that they were like, we can't say it because we don't want to spoil it.
Right.
I feel like that kind of itself spoiled it, because it had to have been something where everything's all interconnected. And
Mm.
what's more interconnected than a town or a village?
Right. And that's
You
one of the
know?
ways I was really thinking about where the next adventure zone is going to be. Because with all the new Umbrella stuff that they just released with the Tomorrow's House, maybe I don't know, like maybe that had to do something to do with it. But there was one area that we might be overlooking is the rancher furniture that we got as well. So we got like apples, we got hay and all that. I might be thinking they might be actually doing um like the competition. Like you know where Dalak was talking about, oh I gotta beat this like the other farm that is like he's winning every time. So we gotta stay
Oh
in the
yeah, at the
competition and all
country
that.
fair.
There's the fair. There
Oh,
you go. The fair. There you go. Yeah, the
oh my
fair.
god, oh my god. So like,
Yeah,
and here's the question: like, is it gonna be like the town that her rival is from and
yeah,
their county fair area, like
yeah,
how Kilima has Kilima and then the Kilima Fairgrounds? Are we getting like blah 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 village and blah 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 county fairgrounds?
yeah. I
You
would love that.
know?
Yeah,
I
and
think that I and like have kind of like a because like the the Kilima Fairgrounds is not a big zone. That
it's
probably
not.
did not take them
No,
that long to make, so to speak, because they just used a lot of assets from Kilima anyways, because
right,
it's related to Kilima.
and,
So
and
they could easily make a new zone and then like a little like sub zone like that connected to it, kind of like
right,
how we had the big cave in the Elder Woods that we did the pirate quest for.
right,
You know, that whole like underground cave area. That was like a whole big area, but a lot of it was textures they already had made and they just kind of put it together, you know.
right,
So they could easily do that with another one.
right.
So,
And especially with the ranching, if you really think about it, I think the ranching is much bigger than the actual the Magic Market. I'm like, wait, why does this place feel a lot bigger than it should be? And
right,
there's a huge purpose for
exactly.
that, right? So I feel like in that sense, like with the ranching, the farm set and everything like that, it
And
feels like
then the
maybe
the
the
whole
fair might
quest
be a
we had
thing.
with Delilah with the fair,
Right.
you know,
Right.
that could be the hints that they've been
Yeah.
dropping that they said,
Yeah.
you
So
know.
that might be another thing as well. So, but I'm not entirely sure. This is just off of speculation. Well,
Exactly, but that would be pretty cool. Like
yeah.
I would be down. I like cuz I know one of the things we were complaining about is like we don't have enough NPCs. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we want to meet new
New
people and
people,
we need
right.
a new zone that's going to be more people, you know?
Yeah, no,
Like,
100%.
you know, yeah, Elder Woods and Bahari are adventure zones that give a lot of places.
Yeah,
And technically, Kilima is still an adventure zone. You
it
still
is.
have areas that you can go out and fish and bug catch and hunt.
Mm,
But it also has a big area to where you can talk to people and run around the village and do things, you know?
no, 100%. And I agree with that. Uh, like I would love like another adventure zone as well, but we'll see how this fair is because I'm or like the Umbran village that you're talking about as well because we do need another area where we can just like
Well,
talk to
because,
NPCs, but also have a place where we can actually do adventures around the village or around the fair if they ever do make one. I'm not sure if they're like I'm not sure what other adventures that they actually could make right now because Bahari City is way out of the league right now. I don't think that they're even ready for that, or even like another place where that's between Bahari City and Kilima. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bahari City is definitely a ways off.
yeah.
But because, and I do know that Ulfi is from he's an Umbran,
These
so
numbers,
he's
yes.
from, so he would be from that area.
Right.
So to say that we could go to an Umbran village
Yep.
is not that far fetched of an idea.
Right. Right.
And to so I'm like an Umbran village is definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
Um, Delilah's rivals village is also a big possibility. The
Mm-mm.
plains, I believe, is a good possibility. Like
Mm,
those are my main three. I'm like going on.
yeah.
These are what I think the new village, this new zone's gonna be. But I can't wait for them to share that. But also, I can't wait to get more Elderwood quests. So
100%. And I'm just waiting for it. It's gonna be a huge one, and I'm hoping they will get really, really on top of that. While fixing a bunch of
right.
bugs, of course, but we'll see.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, with you know, with the release of the battle pass and with the release of, all of these new ways that they're making money with the new like mimic chest and the new
The
mailbox.
owl
They are
mailbox.
finding creative ways to monetize the game.
Right.
And I'm hoping that all of this, hopefully they've been getting a bit more money in so that they can really get these new places and quests like going. And I just can't wait.
Imagine if they like were able to customize each NPC and what they look like. They had to spend money on that. Like, ooh, Hodari's looking like with the looking good with the cowboy outfit right there. Let's go.
Right.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know.
We'll
That
see.
might be a bit difficult to program
I don't know. Yeah.
for everybody,
Yeah.
but
But it's a possibility. You never know.
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
So definitely definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so but yeah, so they, as I said, they released quite a bit more, quite a bit in this roadmap video. They've definitely got me back excited again. I
Exactly.
was kind of in a slump the last couple of weeks because I'm
Mm-mm.
just like, oh, I'm doing the same old things, and so I'm, and as you mentioned, the last couple of patches has been very much so. Oh, we get the bundles done, and then we're kind of done,
Right. Exactly. 100%.
and then we had these like week long events like at the beginning, and that was kind of it,
Right. Right. Right.
So I'm definitely super excited about what's to come, and I can't wait. And I'm so glad we got this surprise roadmap.
Of course. And
So,
I'm really excited. So when this comes out, this the update will also come out. So we'll see how it goes. Because I'm excited with all the new buildings, all the new furnitures, and also the new battle pass. So we'll how to handle with this. So we'll see. I would love to see. I'm so excited. So I'm prepared for it.
me too. So I guess it's time now for
Shinori's
Shinori's
question
question
of
of the
the week.
week.
So, guys, with this new update, what are you hoping to see? What are you hoping to do? What are you excited the most about the update that's coming up? I would love to hear your thoughts and experience. Let me know how you're liking the update as well. I would love to hear like if there's any new things that we should know about, or like tips and tricks about this new update that they're not exclusively saying, but figured out on your own. We would love to hear it in the comments down below. So please give us a follow on Spotify or subscribing on YouTube. And also check us out on our Twitch as well.
Yep, you can catch me at KFierceScene on Twitch and YouTube, as well as my second YouTube channel, KFierce IRL, where I'm doing IRL paleo stuff and keeping track of what I'm doing in real life as well. I'm trying to get that page up to 500 subscribers, so if you can
Let's
subscribe
go.
there, I would really appreciate it.
Yep, and also you can find me on Shinori Yoru on twitch.tv, sorry, /Shinori Yoru, and also made a YouTube account and see how that goes. But if you guys want to follow that, you just youtube.com/Shinori Yoru as well. And also find me on Blue Sky, Facebook, and I think that's all social media. But yeah, just find us on there.
And until next week's episode, where we'll dive into everything that the actual new patch has to offer. So you want to hear our experience on the new patch, make sure you tune in for next week's episode. And until next week, we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.